Ho, ho, holy crap. It's Face Off Hockey Show. Before Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, we got some stuff to talk about. There was an outdoor game. Did you see that? Huh? All right, I'll talk about how bad it was. We'll talk about players and revenge games as our Patreon pick of the week. Also, the Penguins made some trades. We'll talk to Spectres Hockey's Law Richard and all about that. It's Face Off Hockey Show, ringing in the Yule logs in our pants. Next.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show with Scotty Waz, Sean O,
breakaway. Hey, shoot
and the P Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's Face Off Hockey Show. It is the show before Christmas. Happy holidays to you and yours. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate it. And, of course, a solemn Kwanzaa that happens the day after Christmas. There's that. I'm joined, as always, by the man on the one and the twos, Maddow impersonator, Johnny P.
Hey, what's up?
There he is. And the man with the plan, and that plan hopefully is sleeping in the new year. That's his resolution, Mark with the C.
I always thought it was a joyous Kwanzaa.
Is it joyous? I know it's a tip-top tet.
Yes.
Yeah. There's that.
And a fabulous Festivus.
Right, and I think it's a solemn Ramadan. That could be it. I don't know. Boy, we got some stuff and some tings to talk about. Like I said at the top of the show, our Patreon pick, that picked by you, the listener and patron supporters of the Face Off Hockey Show, is going to be players who deal with revenge games against their former teams. You guys wanted it. We'll see what we can come up with in the time. But while I'm thinking about it, ladies and germs, the Patreon is something that we do to create some money to bring put back into the broadcast, put back into our lives. And you guys have been great. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow if you want to go ahead and join. And different tiers, whatever you want to do. And you can be named off like the people who've supported us so far, like Rob, Damon, Mark, Trista, Ethan, Chris, Mitch, Angela, and Sean. We thank you guys. And again, Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow. Get all up on that if you want to get in on because you can pick. You can help pick what the thing is going to be this week. Like the thing. So there you go. Johnny, you had a week, I'm sure. You frantically vox us and say, I might be late. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I had a week. I got home from work 10 minutes ago. So I got that going for me. Luckily, the computer worked this week, which is a big plus because that could have been hell. I have some Royal Dansk Danish butter cookies that I'm probably going to eat for dinner.
Is there a better holiday cookie than that? Does that eggnog? It can kill itself. The butter cookies that screams Christmas to me.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if it's a Vegas Golden Knights backup goalkeeper.
That's true. That is true. If he's the AHL goalkeeper, then you got yourself a winner.
So which ones are the best though? I'm kind of partial. I enjoy the little pretzel ones with the extra sugar on it.
Sure.
I think that these are my least favorite ones. The like dark ones that kind of don't have anything on them. They're kind of the plain butter cookies.
Right. The not fun ones. I like the ones that have like a comb, like it's a swirl, but it looks like it's combed in, almost like a frosting type.
Like we ain't found
there
shit.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. That's it.
What'd you guys find? We ain't found shit. So I'm gonna eat these during the show, I think. I mean, not all of them. That would be preposterous. Who can eat an entire tin of butter cookies at one time?
Me.
Oh, Look at that. This has a listing of what each cookie is.
It has a
I've
name.
never. I always just got it out. I always just took this piece of paper and put it off to the side, like out of the way, while I was eating the butter cookies.
Wow.
That's why there's a coconut cookie. That's probably the one that I feel like is out of place. There's a Finnish bread cookie though.
Which one is that?
That's the oblong.
Oh,
That's the oblong cookie with it's very traditional holiday treat in Denmark. Crispy and delicious. The vanilla ring cookie is the one that you go for.
hell yeah! Nice.
Yeah. So
I like
that's
it.
going to be dinner. Outside of that, not much going on this week. Outside of work and such. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I got. I did get a second Echo Dot though. So now from my bedroom, I can be lazy as shit and have it turn on the lights for me. It's
Wow.
actually quite amazing at this point because I can be like laying in bed and be like, Echo, turn on living room light. And it's already on before I get downstairs. It's so amazing.
This is where we're at, kids. We're at the everything's sentient. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the next 100 minutes take. I was gonna say next 100 years, but that the NHL stick. So shtick. So I'll refrain from that. Well, Johnny, we'll go then to your brother, the with a C. How was your sleep, sir?
It's okay. It's getting better, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to judge. I really should just start keeping my own Snorsky stats. What do you use, John?
It's not hard.
Do you use an app or do you wear like a bracelet attached to an app? What do you do there?
Well, so I have Sleep Cycle is the app that's on my phone. That's the one that uses the microphone from the phone in order to keep track of how you sleep through the night. Also, my Garmin keeps track of how I sleep as well.
You wear your watch to bed.
Well, yeah, who's going to judge me? Like, I'm not judging myself because I'm wearing a watch to bed.
Well, no, I'm not judging. There's no judging. I'm just asking how you do it so that if I can't have a microphone on at night at all times in my room because my son snores. So what if it caught Hudson, and who is currently awake right now? I left him asleep, and now he is awake.
Is he walking around the house?
Yeah, he's walking on his own around the house. There he is, right there.
Interesting.
Walking all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
You were asleep, buddy.
Yeah, he cried himself awake.
Ugh.
Like he was in a dream crying.
Yeah. See, what if he did that in the middle of the Snorsky stats?
Unless it sounds like you're crying, I think machines will pick up what your snoring is and what's not.
How do you what? Do you train it based on how can I train pick up only my snoring?
He keeps track of
snoring.
I mean, he keeps track. It knows you. I don't know. I sleep by myself. How am I supposed to know how this damn app works?
Fair point. It's a fair point.
I mean, I wake up in the middle of the night. I wake up in the middle of the night, not being able to breathe. I cough for a little bit. I'm awake for a little bit, and then I go back to sleep. And the app's like, "All right, you were awake for a little bit."
I would think that the tones they would be able to decipher a baby's crying / snoring than a Mark with a C crying / snoring.
Doesn't the new Power Watch though keep track of our sleep? I believe that was one of the functions.
This is a new one, Johnny.
Talking, but it's quiet.
Yeah.
Do I need to turn it up more?
Yeah, it's like your max headroom. You're kind of in and out.
Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I also have the microphone turned a little. There we go. That's probably better because talking more directly into the microphone now. But
Did I go deaf?
I don't know. I think I'm having a stroke. I was trying to figure out if that was just me again or not.
No, I was
As soon as he went to say Power Watch, the entire thing went out. It's like he's not allowed to talk about it.
Test, 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 test. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there you go. You're getting. It's weird. You were talking and then it just stopped.
Great. Super duper.
Add it to the list.
It's just different problems every day.
That's
Test.
That's weird. There you go.
Is this better? Loud?
Yeah, you're just growling crackly.
So that's too loud. There we go. That's better. Now the lights are turning on now. Before they weren't turning on.
Now you're digital. Like Max Headroom over here. It's a Christmas miracle.
How about now?
There it is.
And you can actually hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Okay. You want me to hold him?
It's up to you. You don't have to if you want to. He's calm. He's just looking around.
He can be on the show. All right. Well, I guess I'm done since my microphone's junk.
All right.
Did you just buy your microphone?
Yeah.
Not working? You don't have to hold him if you don't want to. Or maybe take him for 2 seconds if he sleeps, and if he doesn't, then call me and I'll come back.
All right.
Adorable. Is that elephant jammies?
Staring at
Elephants and lions.
He's got lions. There's a zebra somewhere down there.
Fantastic.
A turtle. It doesn't really fit the.
I was gonna say.
You show them the photo.
Which photo? We have a lot of photos.
We saw Santa today.
Oh.
Yes.
I can try and find it.
It's on your phone. All you have to do is open it on your phone. Can
Yeah.
you send it? Do you want me to forward it to you?
Let me see if I get. You guys continue. I'll find Santa.
Okay.
Find Santa.
Well, Mark finds Santa. Another kind of clause visited me this week. Oyo's clause. An Oyo clause. Decides to come by, and boy howdy did he come by this year. So first and foremost, the one that Mark definitely said that should have made the cut. Vegas Golden Knight Collector Series. He was playing in Latvia Division II hockey. So right there. So there's one. Then I got a little James Neal action with what appears to be white skates. I don't know. I haven't opened it up yet, so I don't know.
Josh Berman?
I know, right? That's white glove, isn't it?
Oh yeah, touche.
Yeah. So there's that. That keeps on coming with a little Marc-Andre, former Penguin corner, as Marc-Andre Fleury makes the fold. So we got that going on there. You know, it's a fun little Gustav Nyquist in the Centennial edition and Centennial Game edition. How about that? Matt Duchene this season before he got traded in the new Avalanche logo and uniform and stuff like that. That's a hit. How about this one? As we're going to talk about the Islanders later, the Brooklyn edition of the New York Islanders, the all black Earthang jersey. And then finally, of course, a Robbie Fabry powder blue Winter Classic.
That's nice. That's a good haul.
Little good haul there.
Oyo clause is good to you.
Oyo clause has been fantastic, Jimmy. So there's that. And also, one of our he doesn't want to shout out. I'm going to give it to him anyway because to hell with him. Boy, Brian, longtime listener to the show, lives in West. I think he's a Penguins fan in Western Pennsylvania. We won't hold that against him. The sweet boy sent me me and Jen some stuff, including a Jakob Klepis signed jersey card. A little my favorite player of all time, Bengt Gustafsson. Jimmy ain't condition, be nailing. So a 1980 card, and then this one's a treat. Tommy Soderstrom signed 8x10. Just that's going to be on the
beautiful
Soderstrom bubble wall, and I can't get over. Like, look at these leg pads. Those leg pads are not even covering the knee. Not even.
First of all, that's a terrible name. They're not brown. They're white. First of all,
it's true.
I mean, bad color, but yeah, I agree. I think they should go back to those.
Yeah, and then of course the mark with the
did goalies ever get hurt at that time?
Yeah, I think they did a lot, but they stood up. They didn't have like the knee injuries. So Brian also, I don't have them with me because they're in Jen's little museum. He sent us some team postcards from the Blues and the Canadiens. So Brian, good dude, good kid. I don't know. I think he's the same age as us. Played in a band. He's a bassist guy. It's fantastic. Love him. Love him. Wife's fantastic too. Never met her, never talked to her. Seems like she has to put up with him, so I guess she's good. And there's Mark with and the baby and Brittany.
There we go. That's the Santa picture. There's Hudson with Santa and the family. We don't look tired, do we? No. Okay. Yeah.
You a little bit. Brittany looks ready to go.
Yeah.
Brittany
Hudson looks like he's getting ready to run.
Let me see. Let me see if I can. Is there a way to zoom in on the screen sharing?
Not unless you have you can zoom in on the picture itself.
Okay then.
There we go.
He looks concerned.
Well, yes.
Looks like he's pooping himself.
Kind of. Looks like the coal is going into his diapers rather than his stocking, which is good because if he's pooping down to his socks, that's kind of a bad thing.
Yeah. But
yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah.
That's a good picture.
That's a hell of a picture. That's a good job. And he didn't freak out at Santa, huh?
No, he was calm. Then again, he didn't really know what we were doing. I mean, he's not old enough to really understand what's going on around him. So he was just in a new place.
Perfect.
There we go.
Nice. Good job. Glad you guys got that. That's a cool picture. Very cool picture. But yeah, other than that, I've worked all overnights, and then here I am on my own again.
Yeah, going down the only road you've ever known.
Yeah, I was gonna say turn the page. You went the other direction. Oh, by the way, we're still doing the thing. Tell us your favorite jersey of all time, and we'll pick something. Will you be able to pick this up? Get yourself a history of the league. Wall hanging. Fantastic. Get you some. Tell us your favorite
That's
logo.
Good. Am I allowed to win that?
I don't. We'll have to talk to corporate. I don't think you are though.
Okay.
We are corporate though.
All right. Yep.
We could
It's
make
true.
some rules. We could make some rules up.
We're the corporation.
Exactly. The $1 million corporation. How likely would you recommend Windows 10 to a friend or colleague? Oh, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. It's just a pop-up I'm getting.
They just wanted me to restart my computer right before
Oh.
the show started.
Interesting.
Smart.
Hmm.
All right.
So there's that. So confused by a lot of things. In any case, that's that. That was our weeks, I guess. I'm trying to think what else we got.
That was a quick weeks.
It was a quick weeks. I mean, you've barely been able to kind of breathe since you got home. So
That's probably true, actually.
yeah. Yep. So go ahead and if you want to win this fantastic canvas of all the Hockey League logos, email us faceoffhockeyshow@gmail.com. Your favorite uniform set and why. So your like the jerseys and all that. It goes in accordance with us running down all the fun stuff in terms of the greatest NHL uniforms, which is the only good thing about the NHL 100, I think, in all honesty. But that's just me.
Why? What was wrong with the game?
Oh, Johnny, there's a lot low in that game.
Should I play the music first
But yeah, we'll get to some injury. Let's get to some injury reports.
before we get to the game?
Yeah, well, before we get to that.
Just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Okay. I was waiting for the thing to careen out a little more, and I don't know, whatever. I don't want that Windows. Too many things down here in the bottom panel. I need to get rid of that. Unpin that. I don't want to unpin Microsoft Store. Anyway, so some injury news, ladies and germs. Cody Franz, an upper body injury. He is going to be on the IR. Devin Dubnyk, lower body injury. He's week to week, aren't we all? Brock, my client Brock Besser, had a hell of an injury. took a shot off the foot, couldn't get up on the foot, like shimmy shuffled over to the bench to get out. This is the second period. It's a long line change. # long line change. Got up, got out. He was done for the game. Seen on crutches after the game. Doesn't miss a game. Comes back, scores scores a goal in his game back. Kid's amazing. # rookie of the year. Although, your boy out in New York, he's playing well too.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Barzell.
Yeah, Matt Barzell. Kid, that dude's pretty good.
A bruise on the foot is a hell of a long way from the heart. That's all I know.
That is true. It's true. Chicks dig scars as well. What I've learned in life. Ryan Callahan, upper body injury. He is out indefinitely. Jay Bouwmeester, undisclosed injury. He is on the injured reserve.
Jay Bouwmeester. People didn't believe he was actually still playing.
I thought he was not in the league anymore. He's trapped in St. Louis, man. St. Louis is like a death trap. So yeah. All right, let's get to our Patreon pick. Get some Patreon stuff. And now, we gave two options out there: holiday tournaments, which includes the Spengler Cup and the World Juniors, or revenge games. Now, I thought about this in general because Marc-Andre Fleury comes back. I don't know if it's a revenge game of sorts, but I think he wanted to make a statement. How dare you ask me to waive my no trade clause? How dare you think about trading me? Comes back, beats the Penguins. Think the Las Vegas Golden Knights have won 72 on home ice. I'm not really sure. But I wonder if there's a big revenge game that you can think of. Or if there's a rivalry from... I would have to say probably Gretzky to Edmonton. I would think that would be one. Would you think that's a revenge game at all?
Like today?
In general. Like in life. Like is there anything as a revenge game anymore?
No, I wouldn't say not anymore. That wouldn't be one anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore, no, but
Philip Forsberg in Washington, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I guess so. Are anything really revenge games anymore when they put together a 2.5 minute tribute to how awesome you were when you played for their team and everybody like claps and stands and like no one's ever really pissed off about a player that leaves anymore.
No, they're really not.
I would say one of the bigger ones was probably Lindros playing in Quebec.
Yes.
After he basically was like, no, I'm never going to play there, and showed back up with the Flyers.
Exactly. Screw you. They started throwing pacifiers at him on the ice. That's Quebec City is a different animal. Man, they need an expansion team. Trying to think if there's any big revenge. Oh, anytime Larry Murphy comes back to anywhere.
Because he gets whooped. Like, even if he's not playing, like he's just walking down the street and people start whooping.
You know, whoop! Every time I see his hockey card pool, I have to whoop at it before I turn the page. It's fantastic.
What about PK Subban? You think he wants to shove it in Montreal's face that they traded him?
Oh, I think he does. They honor him, but I think deep down that he wants to stick it, especially if Marc Bergevin's still there. Like if Marc Bergevin's still there, yeah, he wants to really stick it to him in a big way. Trying to think if there's any other ill will players. Maybe Matt Duchene to the Colorado Avalanche if they ever played. I think there's a little ill will there, perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, he did try to get out of there for long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the revenge game's an interesting one. I guess I also wonder if it's player revenge games or revenge games for teams as well. Do we ever get the revenge game of, if Nashville taking on Pittsburgh? That was kind of an anticlimactic game. I mean, Capitals against anyone who knocks them out of the playoffs. That tends to be an anticlimactic game.
We don't have games like we used to. Like we don't have an Avalanche Detroit game.
Yeah.
Which was definitely, I mean, rivalry, yes. Payback, more. But like those games were just brutal.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't occur any longer. It's not what the sport is.
Sadly.
What's tonight's rivalry night?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's Sharks and Boston. I don't know.
Joe Thornton deal.
Oh, there it is. We found the niche. Which, by the way, if
Joe
you,
Thornton to end it all.
if you subscribe to the Patreon as Puck Soup, they stole our bit and fixed the NBC broadcast. Kind of stole our bit. I don't know. We kind of mentioned that NHL Network and NHL Broadcasting as a whole. They mentioned the rail cams. They mentioned the overhead cams. I think we did that last week.
We did.
Okay, good. So they stole our bit.
It's fine. It's Greg.
Yeah,
He can do what he wants.
We can get a pass. Now, if it was Sean Leahy, if he ever did a full-time podcast, then,
No, it's fine too.
That's fine too. Yeah, exactly. We like our friends. It looks.
He would attribute it to Mark if I said it though.
Here we go, boys. Rivalry night tonight. Detroit Red Wings against guess.
The Winnipeg Jets.
Close.
The Ottawa Senators.
Almost. Not really. That's
Buffalo
right, kids.
Sabres.
Rewind back to 1997. You guessed it, the Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
Huge rivalry.
Yep, big.
Big, huge rivalry. You know, all those years when they played against each other, which I think is the last 3 years when Detroit moved back to the Eastern Conference. Also, they're teeing this up because it's going to be the lead into the Road to the Winter Classic, episode 2 tonight.
Who's playing in the Winter Classic? I forgot already.
Buffalo and the Rangers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Who doesn't forget about that all the damn time?
Buffalo and the Rangers.
By the way, who musical guest this at the Winter Classic, the Goo Goo Dolls. Goo Goo Dolls will be playing the Winter Classic, though it's not in Buffalo. The game's in Queens, but Buffalo's the home team, so they have to get the Goo Goo Dolls, I guess, maybe to make it more Buffalo. I don't know.
I'm confused.
All right,
They already have it. They have an outdoor rink that's already being used in Buffalo.
No, they need New York City appeal though.
For the World Juniors, why not just play there again? Like, why take the extra expense to set up another stadium?
Well, because they're idiots. Well, also the Paculias, I think, are paying for the USA Hockey.
You don't think that it's the same group that does all the NHL games?
Well, I don't know, because it's one day after another. So if they're split squatting it, I don't know.
How close have we had games that were played in different stadiums, like outdoor games?
Yeah.
Because I know that we had the one year when it was in Yankee Stadium and like multiple teams played in the same week, but the same ice just stayed up for like 3 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the NHL has enough people at this point that they could just send people to 2 different stadiums and be like, we have 2 rinks. Like they can't be bringing in like a like junior squad, right, to set up this World Junior rink. I mean, they want to do it right.
I'm trying to see. So the game's Friday. It's for the 29th. Yeah. So I don't know.
They're not playing on New Year's Eve?
No, I thought it was New Year's Eve.
Huh.
Yeah, it looks like the 29th. And it doesn't say who the hell is going to be doing it. Or if they are, I don't know, What the hell? Give me some news. USA Canada outdoor game. Promises a unique experience. USA Today has this one.
It's as unique as all the other outdoor games.
Exactly. Unique because it's in Buffalo.
Unique because it's children.
Right?
Are they going to talk about like the kids going back to their roots?
I hope so.
Of 10 years ago.
Well, how many kids played in the outdoors 10 years ago?
I mean, I don't know. It's they couldn't have been. What were they like? Like maybe 15 years ago, they were 2. I mean, all the kids are 17 and 18, right?
Yeah. 19-year-old tournament. It doesn't say who's building the field. Wow, that's pretty impressive. It's not what's his name? It's not the usual guy.
Dan Scott.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just threw out a bunch of names that I thought was close.
Not 2 first names. It sounds like about right. But I think the Buffalo Sabres are putting it together, so it might be. I have no idea. They're very vague about this. 45,000 ticket sales is
It's the
what
Bills. The Bills are putting it together.
Exactly. They got to make their money somehow. No.
Actually, they might make the playoffs, right?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I think the Jaguars clinched. So
the Jaguars made the playoffs. I saw them play this year.
Yeah, you did over in England.
Yeah, I was in London.
Weird. Oh, he's so close.
He had something so good to say too.
Yeah, he did. It's like Max Headroom. Maybe if we listen to this thing backwards, we'll get his take.
I don't know. Mark just said F it. I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Anyway, speaking of outdoor games, John, did you watch the NHL 100 Classic?
I watched the beginning. I watched some of the first period and then I fell asleep.
Nice.
So does that count as watching? I mean, I watched some of the game. I didn't see any goals, I don't think.
You've seen one outdoor game, you've seen them all, though. That's the thing.
The musical guest didn't seem very good.
Brian Adams?
You
like Brian Adams?
He was the actual musical guest? I might have just seen the anthems.
He was a second period musical guest.
Oh, yeah, I was asleep by then.
I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Nice. We'll see how that works.
Does it work?
So far, so good.
Great. Fantastic. Super duper. Neato gang.
Yeah. So anyway, did you watch any of the NHL 100 Classics, Mark?
No. 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 What was it? Was that a television show or a game?
It was both.
Oh, great. See, this is... I love you guys.
Okay.
I like the people, especially that listen to this show, knowing that I'm incapable of watching hockey right now. As a matter of fact, I need to go because Hudson is apparently being a little jerk upstairs.
All right.
So, with that fact, I have opinions. Hopefully, they're good enough to be entertaining, but they're certainly not substantial enough to be worth any sort of hockey opinion. So, there's that. I'll be back.
All right, buddy. There you
All
go.
right, have fun. Well, that was great.
That was a thing. Anyway.
Love it. Can't wait until he's like 16 and these are still on the internet.
In any case, so the NHL 100, I watched most of the game.
Were there goals scored?
There were. I think it was 3. Yeah, because I think Ottawa won 4-0, including I think an empty net. I don't know. They won. There was the Canadians didn't score, so that much we do know.
Yeah. All right.
But I mean, the game is
weird. I was awake. This was the point of the night where I couldn't tell if I was awake or asleep, and I was kind of like watching this on TV or dreaming. But I'm pretty certain that there was a point where there was a 3-on-3 game on a small rink in entirely black and white, but they weren't really black and white because then they turned on they took the filter off the camera basically, and it was like, just kidding, these people are in color the entire time, and then they brought in the teams, and I was like, what in the hell just occurred?
So what they did is I didn't catch this part because I came in the second period. Apparently what they did is they just did like a history of the league, the original 6 and the old gear and stuff like that. And they did this in Instagram a lot too. The NHL 100, they did the whole we're gonna make this filter dark so it looks like it's been 100 years and all this other horse shit. And yeah, it was campy. They could have done a lot more with it. I put a blog up on ScottyWaz.com about what more they could have done with it. So
with the filter or just in general?
Just in life. Like Bryan Adams, they could have done without him. They could have done without the first period guy too. So I don't know who the first period guy was. Who was the first period guy? Was there a first period guy?
I was asleep. I fell asleep in the middle of the first period. You saw a musical act though. I think I was thinking of the Anthem singers because they were terrible as well.
This is the Anthem. Get your damn hands up. By the way, if Good Charlotte or Jimmy's Chicken Shack isn't playing in Annapolis, I'm going to fucking burn the place down.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned SR71.
They'll go with what was it, Kelly Bell Band.
Ooh, that'd be clutch.
Not going to spend money on anyone else.
That would be very clutch. Get a little Kelly Bell Band action. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Then they could sing Homegrown.
Yeah.
It's like one of the only Kelly Bell Band songs I know.
I don't know many Kelly Bell Band songs. Like
I have a feeling that Kelly Bell Band has like 15 CDs.
Oh, please. They've probably had 15 CDs in a year. Like they're a jam band. You can play that at any time. Like jam bands seem to come out. Like Fish comes out with like 18 records a year. And no one knows it. And it's all mixtapes though. That's the only problem. Therein lies the hook, I suppose.
I remember when the Kelly Bell Band headlined Brew at the Zoo.
Oh, really?
Actually, I was there. I don't remember it.
Oh, really?
I was pretty drunk by the time Kelly Bell Band came on.
Oh, that's fantastic. Kelly Bell Band. I know a Western Civ teacher of mine was a big fan of them. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Kelly Bell Band. Can't lie. But yeah, someone mentioned SR71. It was good times. But the NHL 100 thing, I mean, they tried their best. I mean, they brought Mario Lemieux out because he won the NHL's greatest moment for the 5 goals, 5 different ways. In the middle of the second period, while guys are freezing on the ice waiting for a face-off, they decide, let's bring Mario Lemieux out on the ice, so we'll roll out the carpet and make these guys freeze a little more.
Wait, what? Hold on.
So they unveiled during the game, during like the second period, in the middle of the second period, they unveil. They say, "Oh, the greatest moment in NHL history is Mario Lemieux, 5 goals, 5 different ways." He comes out on the ice. He says a few words. Guy Lafleur comes out and has an art piece for Mario Lemieux.
What in the hell? Like, I almost feel like people are sitting around and going, "How can we fuck up this game anymore?" Oh, I got an idea. How about we just stop in the middle of the second period and start giving people awards?
Right?
What's Mark Messier doing?
Which, by the way, Mark Messier named top captain of all time by the NHL.
He should
of
be.
Course, why wouldn't he have, right?
Yes, anybody that guarantees a win by not really guaranteeing it has to be able to.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, at least he scored, right?
He did, yeah.
So wow,
that was
just when you think that they couldn't screw things up more. It completely goes and redeems itself. Wow, I'm kind of happy I was already asleep. I'm gonna be honest at this point. That was Saturday night, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I took drugs, passed out.
There you go. But the thing was over. Everything was overshadowed, Johnny. Everything was overshadowed. The game itself. The night before the game, they decided, you know what? Eugene Melnyk hasn't said a lot. He's the owner. He put this game on. Let's ask him what he thinks. He said, you know what? Sometimes you just have to relocate a team.
What? I thought he was being asked about wings. Somebody was like, "What do you feel? How do you feel about the wings at Shasty McNasty's?" He's like, "I don't know. Sometimes you got to relocate a team."
He's like, "Sometimes it becomes a disaster." I'm sorry. What was that? He said, and I quote, "The market here has to prove itself. If it becomes a disaster, yes. If you start not seeing crowds showing up, yes. But for now, we're on the cusp of doing okay. It's a direct relationship, make no mistake about it, between revenue and how much you spend on players. We're one of the biggest spenders in this league. We spend $68 million a year. Everyone says you're so cheap. Are you kidding me? At $68 million a year, there's way too much. That's way too much over a revenue base that we have. He says, imagine if you own a McDonald's franchise, but you can move it. Why would you sell it? It's something very different to buy. We're doing okay. We're not doing great. We're doing okay. He likens them to a McDonald's.
What? Hold on. I feel like you should never have a microphone in your face if you make that much money.
Mm-hmm.
There should just be people that are not allowed to talk to like other people in a setting where like a third set of people, we'll call them reporters, might be able to write things down and put it on the internet and such. Wow, every time that guy opens his mouth, he says something really stupid.
It's quite fantastic. He said he's not looking to sell the team, though.
He's just going to move it.
He's just going to move it.
Why would he sell the team? They're doing okay.
Right? They're doing kind of okay.
Not great, just okay.
But he's like, listen, we got to get this downtown arena, though. Got to get this downtown arena. This during the celebration.
Way to make it happen.
What's that?
Craig Anderson.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, no, that was a different Anderson, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think so.
It was Glenn Anderson.
Another Mr. Anderson. Glenn Anderson would split the team in threes.
That was Glenn Anderson. Yeah, there'd be 3 teams.
Be amazing.
But he'd make a shit ton of money doing it.
He would. You're not wrong. In any case,
I can't believe it. I don't understand.
He makes this during the big celebration. It's supposed to be a big celebration. Nothing he does can make a thing happy. He has to ruin it all. And here we are. Takes out 1,500 seats, and now we got this.
How did he take out 1,500 seats? Did he create a party deck?
No, remember they took out 1,500 seats out of the actual arena. Not out of the.
Where did he take them to?
I don't know. He took them out of the Canadian Tire Center, or whatever the hell they're calling it now. Those are big stories of the summer because they're like, we're losing money because people aren't buying our tickets, so we're going to take seats out, and that'll make more money because there's less seats.
Hold on. I'm confused.
I think he is too. With this whole horse shit. I'm surprised he hasn't been talked into getting into an ownership partnership where someone else talks for him. Like, where's your PR guy? You cannot step to a microphone unless this co-owner is with you. By co-owner, I mean representation.
See, yeah, that's another thing too. Like, not only are you rich enough to not ever talk to anybody, but you also should have somebody talking on behalf of you all the time.
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to have that PR person. God, I think essentially. In any case, that's that. And did you know, Johnny, there was a Next Century game?
Oh, please tell me that this is like. Please tell me this is like Major League Baseball turn ahead of the clock.
Well, no, that's the funny thing is, as I was watching the game, I'm like, wow, they really screwed up this NHL 100 by not giving them retro jerseys. It's like the turn ahead the clock games. Whereas in this Next Century game where the Toronto Maple Leafs took on the Carolina Hurricanes Tuesday afternoon, that's right, Tuesday afternoon, a 2 p.m. start time for a Tuesday game.
Oh, you know what? That completely destroyed my fantasy team this week. What jerks. I had James Van Riemsdyk on my bench, and he had a goal and 2 assists because I didn't know the game started at 2 p.m.
You know why it started at 2 p.m.? Because the first games in the NHL
started. Because I was at work.
Oh, and that too. The NHL had their first games at 2 p.m. And then the Toronto wore the old uniforms. They wore the Toronto Arenas uniforms. So they went for the Next Century game. They wore retro The NHL doesn't know how to play in
Hold on, I'm
uniforms.
confused. Now, if they
Yep.
would have worn Gilbert Arena uniforms, I would have been okay with that.
As long as they didn't have the gun.
That's next
think
century.
that- Right. And maybe Mia Khalifa was there. Do you know they do a podcast together? You know how silly that is?
Really?
You don't have any more people that Gilbert Arenas and Mia Khalifa do a podcast together. I think they are. I don't know. Yeah, they're doing a daily sports talk show. Where is it at? I think it's Vice is doing it. Of course, it's Vice. Out of Bounds is. I'm sorry, Complex Magazine. Gilbert Arenas, Mia Khalifa. Mia Khalifa, of course, a Washington D.C. Sports fans, and also former porn star. So there's that. Anyway, big Caps fan she is, Mia Khalifa. Got a big fan of that.
I'm
Anyway.
so confused on what's going on right now.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's the show before Christmas. You know what's not confusing, Johnny?
No.
The Belmont Park sweepstakes.
Oh, I read about this.
The New York Islanders won, baby. The New York Islanders have won the bid for Belmont Park, and they are going to go ahead and be the owners. So they're going to make the arena right there. NYCFC lost out. They're going to have homing technology. I don't know what the hell the Islanders are going to do it, but they're going to build the arena there, and they're back in Long Island. So the big question becomes, does John Tavares sign?
Sure. Why not?
Why not?
Well, shouldn't he have already been signed, though, if this was like the thing that was holding him up?
That's true. He should be signed. Yeah, the day after it should have been announced. It should have been announced.
He doesn't have it.
At the bid, it should have been announced.
Yeah. I mean, at least Steve Harvey wasn't giving it out, because then what would have occurred was that the Islanders would have gotten the arena and Tavares would have signed, and then he'd been like, oh, sorry, it says NYCFC in the envelope. He's gonna throw something.
I don't know who's had worse.
It's done so well, though. It was doing so
the
well
last
for a
2
while.
weeks. Great. What happened?
I don't know.
It's amazing. Yeah. So anyway, New York Islanders.
All right.
And,
Yeah.
and it should have been named. It should have been named that John Tavares re-signed after that deal was made.
Yeah. Right. Now maybe the problem wasn't the arena deal the entire time.
There you go.
Maybe he
It's
just
just
doesn't
the-
want to be there anymore.
It's like, listen, I'm going from Barclays Center in Brooklyn to next to the damn stables at Belmont. This is an upgrade, guys. This is the upgrade.
Well, I mean, at least
Go
they
to
know
hell.
where their shit is. It's not going to end up in the locker rooms.
True. Well, you never know. Who's to say? But at least they got Matt Barzell there to be the next fantasticness.
I did see that they were trying that someone, I don't remember who it was. Mayor maybe
Menino? Oh, no, he's dead.
maybe one of the
Cuomo.
mayor.
Governor
Cuomo?
Cuomo?
Well, yeah, he was trying to block a deal that would say that basically said that the Islanders would play in the Coliseum for some games until the arena was built.
I'm interested to see if the NHL would. I'm sure the NHL would be okay with that for a short term.
Why would the NHL care?
NHL's all about that. All about those ducats.
Yeah, they're just about making money. Why would they care? The New York Islanders could be playing in Kansas City for the first 4 games of their season if they wanted to. As long as they're making money, no one gives a shit.
Is that what's happening with DC United?
No, I think DC United is actually away for like the first 8 games of the season.
'Cause I heard they weren't allowed to play at Audi Park. Is that what it is?
Well, it won't be finished before the season
Oh,
starts,
okay.
from what I saw.
Oh. Well then.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like I said, Mario Lemieux, 5 goals, 5 different ways. The top NHL moment in the history of the NHL in the 100 years it's happened. I guess it's a decent feat. I don't know.
The top moment wasn't when Wayne Gretzky scored 50 goals in 39 games.
Nope. It was down to Mario Lemieux, 5 goals, 5 different ways, or Bobby Orr scoring the game-winning goal where someone tripped him after the goal and he was flying. So
Right,
it was
because that's
it
the
was,
only thing the NHL can sell.
It was 5 goals in a game or a picture someone took at the right time.
Yeah, I feel like there are far more feats of coolness
Yeah, I think they're
in 100 years.
Ron Hextall scoring a goal as a goalie.
Right
That's
now, I would
impressive.
put NHL.com having jerseys that can vote against each other above Mario Lemieux scoring 5 goals in five different ways.
Yeah, the greatest NHL uniforms ever is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that's the
That's
best
the
thing
top
the
moment.
NHL's done in the last 100 years.
That is the top moment of my life. Is that
Creating Oyos. Best thing the NHL's done.
Oh yeah, exactly. Licensing Oyos. Like, yeah, no, this is perfect. Scotty Wasbid. Also, Chris Neal, by the way, retired from the NHL this past week. 15 years.
That's a good run. Did he get hurt though?
No, he just didn't get resigned.
Oh.
Senators didn't want to give him a deal. So
that'll do it.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Can you log in and talk to tech support to get your login?
So I completely rebooted the PC.
Okay.
Any difference?
Yeah, no, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah,
super duper. I forget what I said, but I'm sure it was shitty.
Who knows? You're talking about
I think Tavares is going to leave because he's done everything he could possibly do in Long Island and Brooklyn and then Long Island. So I don't see why he would stay. If I was John Tavares, I would leave.
It's a fair point.
I agree.
A fair point, especially if the money's there. Or money's elsewhere? Why wouldn't you go somewhere else that wants you just as bad, gives you the money? And go ahead.
There are plenty of great teams that don't have a superstar center that is sort of their missing. That would be a missing piece on a great team, especially at the trade deadline when teams perhaps have lost a key piece at center or are just looking to shore up their second line. I mean, I think this would be a great time for Long Island to rebuild before moving back to Nassau and get rid of John Tavares so that John Tavares can win a cup. Because I like John Tavares; he's a good guy, good guy, decent guy. Get rid of him, trade him.
Trade him.
Is he on your fantasy team?
I don't think so.
May I screen share something with you? May I just
go
ahead?
Bring it up.
So ahead of the greatest NHL uniforms, I'm decided to do a little voting myself. I got this matchup. Got this matchup right here.
Oh, wow!
Seals on Seals action. The Golden.
How do you
Seals
vote for that?
Seals. I don't know. I wonder what the end like the. I think I like the yellow and green more. Little Oakland A's looks very 8-bit. 55% of people agreed with me. I thought that was funny that it came up like that. Like it's by the way, you can have the Seals versus Seals matchup you always wanted in life that you never knew you wanted until now. So,
yeah, that's crazy. Why? I mean, I guess it's totally random, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's randomizer.
But still, why?
Yeah, why? Why pick it? Computer, you're supposed to be smarter than everybody. Here it is. Bending to my whims. By the way, also the NHL, the alumni game for the NHL 100. was a one-sided alumni game, Johnny. Only the Ottawa Senators had their alumni out there.
You know, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
it was interesting. Interesting to say the least, because it's just like there wasn't people who played with the Canadians that you could have trotted out there. Like, I don't know. Whatever. I find it silly. Alexei Yashin played. People loved it, I guess.
Somebody's still paying him?
Yeah, I think so. I think are the Islanders still paying him? They might be. The Islanders are still paying him. That's like a Bobby Bonilla deal right there. That's some sweet, sweet cashies. By the way, just FYI, Johnny, you brought it up perfectly about our buddy on waivers now, or who was on waivers is now picked up.
Oh yeah, right. Didn't I? No, okay, so I remember saying this when he left in the first place, and everybody's like, "Oh God, Nathan Walker left the Capitals. Oh, Nathan Walker, he left the Capitals." And I was like, "Yes, this is going to be literally the same thing that Chris Bourque did. He'll be back like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
He won't do anything for the Capitals, and we'll be like, oh, somebody picked up Nathan Walker off of waivers again. Oh."
He got picked off of waivers by the Capitals. Good job, Johnny. You done it.
Thank you.
Done it again.
Thank you. I know what I'm doing sometimes.
You kind of have an idea. You kind of have an idea what's up. That's always good. You know what's up. I'm glad you know what's up.
And that's what's up.
That's my package.
As it stands, it doesn't look like Alexei Yashin is being paid by anybody right now. Looks like he finally had his contract figured out. His last buyout was 2014-15. So, yeah, there he is. By the way, your Spengler Cup is the Canada team has been named. So, if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, get ready. Spengler Cup action coming to your doorway the 26th.
Nice.
That's a bucket list of mine. If I ever had a bucket list thing, it would be go to the Spengler Cup. Just because that arena looks fantastically awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a little church one. Also, by the way, in news, Eric Johnson was suspended 2 games for slashing Vladimir Vlasic Namstikov, Tampa Bay guy. So there's that. Other than that, now we just sit and we enjoy. We enjoy and we wait. We wait and we think about what the hell's going to happen. The Tavares thing would be something interesting to weigh in Lyle about. Just to see.
Did you guys go into possibilities of a trade? I mean, and granted, I don't know if this is the last year of his contract. I'm assuming this is the last year of his contract. So if I were the Islanders, I would get as much as I could for him right now with the expectation that he's going to leave. Because what's the viability of the Islanders? I mean, they have to be on a downward path, right? I mean, they were a really, above average team for a few years there with Tavares, and when Okposo was healthy, and when they had decent goaltending. But are they still that? I mean, I haven't seen where they are in the standings, but are they still going down that same path? Because I feel like they're probably dipping back into the obscurity that they were before.
As it stands right now, if the playoffs were to start today, they would be the last wild card. They are 18, 13, and 3 in 34 games. The problem is their goal differential is 121 to 120, so they're +1 in the goal differential slot. They're scoring goals, but they can't.
What you're telling me is that they've been getting lucky.
Kind of, pretty much.
I mean, when you talk about the data and the sabermetrics and the advanced statistics here, unless they're scoring a lot more goals than the other team, it does those 5 extra wins don't really. What's the word? What's the word we're looking for? There is a word for that. Where
equate?
Yeah, no, I mean like their expected value is higher. Something along those lines. I forget what the exact terminology.
Wins.
Yeah, I mean, you'd expect their record to be closer to 500 when their goal differential is closer to 500, if that makes sense.
Right. Yes.
Oh, they're supposed to be
Like a
parallel. to each other.
correlation.
Yeah, correlation. There it is. Maybe, I don't know. Correlation sounds right. But yeah, they have been getting lucky. They're playing again. They somehow they're pulling out wins with Yaroslav Halak as their goalie and Thomas Graish as the backup. They're 10-3-2 at home though. They might not want to leave Barclays. It's 10-3-2 this year. I think it's because they're used to the crappy ice and other teams are not.
Yeah, they're the only
So-
team that can play on that ice because they're the ones that play on that ice.
We're joined now by Spectres Hockey's Lyle Richardson, and Lyle, we're handicapping John Tavares, sign because they get a new arena deal, or trade while his value is high.
Well, as much as I like a good trade rumor, as much as the next person, I fully expect him to re-sign. I see him getting an 8-year, $90 million deal. That's 11.2 mil per season is the annual average value. I think today's news, as much as Tavares downplayed, the suggestion that, well, getting a new arena would factor into his decision. I think it does. I think it does factor in. I mean, if the Islanders are going to be competitive, they need to be in a better venue than they're currently right now. Because that will generate a lot more revenue, and that, therefore makes a team more willing to spend to bring in and retain the type of talent they need in order to be a competitive Stanley Cup contender. And we all know Tavares has been very loyal to the Islanders. He's, much to the befuddlement, I'm sure, of some people, denizens in Southern Ontario, who can't believe why he would, stay so loyal as he has. But I know that he's changed his tune a bit over the course of this year, basically, kind of, not wanting to tip it. But let's face it, he tipped his hand back in 2016, by professing how much he loves playing for the Islanders. It's where he began his career, how both the previous ownership and the current one has treated him well, treated his family well, blah, 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 how much he believes in the team, how much a close relationship he has with Garth Snow, and on and on and on. He tipped his hand. I'm sure his agent is the one, trying to tell him, Johnny, just downplay your enthusiasm here. We're going to try and get the best deal we can. And if we can scare these mofos into thinking that there's a chance you might leave, we can get you a sweeter deal. But he's staying. And this arena deal, I think he's going to go a long way to secure that.
It would have been great. Would have been great if they announced the signing today with the new arena.
Oh, that would have been fantastic. That's not going to happen right away, but yeah,
would have been fun. It would have been a fun timing.
But then again, I mean, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, who's to say? I mean, we could all wake up tomorrow and find out Tavares signs 8-year, $90 million deal.
Be amazing. It'd be tremendous if it did.
Or he could do a Stamkos and push it right almost to the last minute and get wooed by an overhyped, overreactive Toronto Maple Leafs team, and walks out of the Air Canada Center and does what Stamkos said and go, yep, Steven was right. We're not going to do any more of this. Get my ass back to where I'm happy.
But let's look at it this way. Does he do a Keith Tkachuk?
How so?
He can't eat that many wings.
True.
No one can.
True. Good
Not
point.
at one sitting.
Noted.
You need 3 power naps just to get through all them.
It's true, but a lot of protein.
Boy,
Gets traded at the deadline, comes back to the Islanders in the offseason.
No. As long as they are in playoff contention, he's not going anywhere. They're not going to trade him. They won't trade him.
Well, Eddie's got modified no move, no trade too, so 18 trade list. So,
and let's not forget too. I mean, he's centering one of the hottest lines in the league right now, with Josh Bailey and Anders Lee. That line is just ripping it out. In fact, if that line wasn't playing as well as they are, the Islanders would not be a playoff contender. So, I don't see him breaking that up.
It's about time Josh Bailey got some. Something going on in his NHL
and doing it in his contract year. Well, he had a decent year last year. you know,
but finally breaking out like people thought he was able to.
Yeah. 10 years later.
Yeah.
But
And like we
hey,
said, Mark Barzell's playing tremendous as well.
oh my gosh, yeah. And I mean, you know, if Tavares does surprise us all and actually leaves to go sign somewhere else, I mean, as much as that would suck for the Islanders, you have to feel good about your future because you got Barzal there. But my God, the chemistry that line has. I mean, you know, Barzal, Andrew Ladd, and Jordan. I mean, boy, you talk about two players who've been rejuvenated this year. Ladd, Beverly. Oh my gosh, now they're looking like the veteran scorers that we were used to seeing, you know, for all these years. But yeah, sometimes it's just you get the right center in between, you know, in between two forwards looking to regain their scoring touch, and away they go. And Barzal's not showing any signs of slowing down. He's fast. That kid has wheels. So, which is indicative of the way the league's going. Again, another small, fast, highly skilled forward.
Love to see Connor McDavid, Matthew Barzal, the fastest skater competition.
Oh, I hope we do see that. I hope we tremendous. Do. That would be something. Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem.
Off a bit of a bug, guys. So my apologies if I sound a little drained.
Lyle's got the Christmas fever.
The Christmas flu just before I go down. No, I'm just a little under the weather.
Oh,
yeah. Just before I go see the family, so then I can give them my island bugs, and it can turn into the plague.
Interesting.
Yes,
mutates that way.
Yeah, it does. Island plague.
Michael, the Penguins made some deals yesterday.
Yes.
They finally got a backup goalie in Michael Leighton.
Okay.
That's a thing to say.
Well, they have a guy that has goalie pads.
Exactly. He's got goalie pads and a couple years of NHL experience.
He's going to be down on the farm. I think they well,
which
maybe kind of back and forth. I think they want to let Tristan Jarry get a bit more playing time.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, not that he hasn't, but now that Matt Murray's back, he's going to be riding the pine for a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it made sense to bring in at least somebody with a bit of a backup experience who is affordable.
Exactly.
Because, boy, howdy, that trade market ain't very good right now.
And let's be honest, a better option than Casey DeSmith.
Oh,
yeah. Then, you know...
And no, and, you know, and I mean, it's tough for him. I mean, you know, he's doing his best, but he's not. It's clear he's not ready yet. No. He I'm sure, give him a couple more years of seasoning, he'll be good to go. But he's just not ready right now.
But the Jamie Oleksiak.
Jamie Oleksiak.
Yeah, Oleksiak. That deal's interesting. That's a nice little depth move at defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to compliment the Penguins, but that's actually kind of mad at that move.
Listen, hey, Jimmy Rutherford doing another steal again. A nice little in-season trade. They've had their eyes on Oleksiak since last summer, or not last summer, last season. You know, they've thought very highly of him. It's just, you know, he was kind of getting buried, you know, in among the depth there that the Stars have with their young defenseman. He's, you know, big guy, you know, but he's not slug by any stretch. But this move also gives Rutherford a bit more flexibility too. You know, if he's going to, I think there's another move to be made. Bringing in Oleksiak gives them 8 defensemen, so you got to figure another defenseman's going. Is going to be shipped out to trade. We know it will not be Chris Letang. It won't be Brian Dumoulin. It won't be, you know, Olli Maatta, as much as, you know, you see people on some of these trade rumor boards thinking, oh, come on, that'll be fair. That'll totally be fair. Tyler Bozak for Olli Maatta. That's a fair deal. Yeah. I think so.
It's Ian Cole. It's Ian Cole or Matt Hunwick. I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's one of those two, and they've been trying to move Ian Cole. I do think there's interest in him, but you know, the Penguins, they want to bring in a third line center. Ian Cole is the trade bait, I think, that's out there, but they're going to have to package him with something else to make that a little more worthwhile, because Ian Cole on his own, I don't think is going to bring. Yeah, he can bring in a third line center, but not the type of guy they're looking for. They want it to be a skilled two-way center for that third line, kind of if not somebody like Nick Bonino, you know, the recently departed Nick Bonino, then Bonino.
What happened? He died?
Yes, he died.
Oh, no.
He went to the hockey heaven known as Nashville. So there you go.
Oh no.
But anyway,
So he's
yeah.
a reverse Marion Hossa. I forgot.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I think that Ian Cole is the guy they were going to probably want to dang, but they're going to have to package him with somebody. And but I also think that Rutherford, I think, is going to want to be patient though. I think he's going to let this play through the new year, see who gets a little bit more desperate, or which teams are a lot more willing to sell, and kind of go from there. But yeah, you got to figure another defenseman's going in order to address another need later on in the season.
And I guess the question becomes, does it happen sooner or later for this move? You have to figure they want to get stuff done really quick in Pittsburgh. So
they want to shake. Well, I mean, again, Rutherford's saying all the right things, saying, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll make a big shake-up trade or anything like that. But a lot's going to depend on how the team plays, because they have not been good in the last couple of weeks. And I think that maybe this move these two moves kind of sends a little, the little notice that, what, guys, I am in the market. I am looking at deals here. And if something proper comes along that I like, unless you guys turn around, I'm going to have to act. I don't think anything happens right after the holiday trade freeze is lifted, 1 minute after midnight on December 28th. But I can certainly see him making another move, say in January. If his team stays in playoff contention, he'll definitely be making a move come February, because that's what he does. That's what he does. And over the last couple of years, he's done it quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to figure Alexiak could be a solid reclamation project, just like Justin Schultz would. Remember, everybody was going, "Oh, Justin Schultz! Oh, what a overhyped, and he got ruined."
Another NCAA bust.
Yeah, he got ruined at Edmonton, totally ruined. He'll never be the same again. And then he goes to a good team with a good coach who knows how to use him, and lo and behold, hey, boy, howdy! No, Justin Schultz, yeah, top 4 defenseman again. Way to go. So I think that's what they're looking at with Alexiak as well.
Should be an interesting situation what they do there. Good for Penguins fans, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it gives them hope. Hope in the holiday season. Hey, Trader Jim is on the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, I mean, listen, hey, you can't, as we all know, you cannot write the Penguins off. They were in the same boat 2 years ago, And back then it was worse because Crosby was off one of the worst starts in his career. And now all the talk heading into December, 2 years ago is Sidney Crosby past it? They're not scoring. It was the same story. They're not scoring. They, were sitting just outside the playoff picture. They were concerned, the only thing keeping us in is their goaltending. Oh God. And this, and it was, just one big giant nightmare. Now they did do a coaching change as well. So, I mean, we have to keep that in mind. But ultimately, don't write these guys off, because a lot of this had to do with Rutherford going out, swinging a trade for Justin Schultz, swinging a trade for Carl Hagelin, who for at least that 1 year was a big help to them, with the famed HBK line all through the playoffs. So, he made moves in the past. He brought in Trevor Daley to stabilize his defense. In fact, that was the first move that he made. And it happened in December before, a week before the holiday trade freeze, if memory serves. So, and we all know how that wound up turning out, 2 years later in consecutive championships. So you can't write these guys off, and don't dismiss anything that Trader Jim has in mind, because he could get them right back into the winning ways again pretty soon.
It's a long con. What they like to do. It's a long con. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes. Well, hey, we all see how how things could change over the course of a long season. A team that looks like they're out of it, dead in the water, can come roaring back in the second half and make the playoffs. So
the Jason Spezza of hockey teams, almost.
Yes, as it were.
Lyle,
sir.
Lyle,
sir.
Lyle.
Sir.
The Vegas Golden Knights have 22 wins on the season out of 33 games. Is this the story of the first 3 months of the season?
Oh my God, is it ever? Is it ever? I mean, apologies to the young rookies. Apologies to Tampa Bay Lightning. Apologies to the Jets, who definitely they get the first runner-up prize as far as I'm concerned. But Come on, man. I mean, this is like a Hollywood movie come to life here. And what would make it even better is if they go all the way and clinch a playoff berth, and from there go all the way and at least make it to the finals, because there's so much of the story to like. My God, they've surprised everybody. I still want to see how they do over the second half. Obviously, when the games start getting to steam, start tightening up more, and the games start taking on even more meaning. But I'm not saying that they haven't so far. But if they keep this up, yeah, I mean, they're so far, man. I gotta say, they're starting to make me a believer.
They have 14 wins at home.
Best home ice record in the Western
How many
Conference.
did I say they would have at home?
I think we thought the 27.5 was the home record.
Yeah,
and that could be it. They need to win 13 more games out of I think
you guys. Everybody made fun of me, and I said that the Vegas Golden Knights were going to win a lot of home games this year.
What did we know?
What did we know? Exactly.
Well, Johnny knew. I think our
They
buddy
have the best home record
yeah.
in the league. They have they're tied with the Caps and the Rangers.
That's right. But I said, they have the best one in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
hands down.
Large.
Yeah,
by and large.
I mean, yeah, and that's I gotta say, it's a great story. I'm loving the story. I really am. Team full of cast-offs, right? Nobody expected them to make the playoffs. People were just saying, I mean, I said, I expected they would be competitive. Any team coached by Gerard Gallant, by God, was going to be competitive. And you got a good goalie in Marc-Andre Fleury. You had some good players, some good players there. But a playoff club, no way. But good God, I mean, William Karlsson, is he the steal of the expansion draft? Holy crap, that kid is amazing. And I'll tell you, boy, do Columbus ever miss him? Do they ever miss him?
By the way, can I put this out here?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
And we'll go around the room, or at least to Johnny and you and yourself. More wins on the season overall, when all said and done. The Vegas Golden Knights at home, or the Arizona Coyotes overall?
Oh, Golden Knights at home. Golden Knights at home. That's what I say. Johnny?
I don't know if this is a real question. Like,
it just sounds so ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Golden Knights at home. Like, they're gonna win more games than the Coyotes do anywhere.
Yeah,
Coyotes are 7-24-5 this season.
Man, and that was a team I was really expecting to see improvement from this year. I
think we all were.
Yeah, well, them and Carolina. For me,
Carolina's starting to find it though, little, but they're
yesterday's blowed aside.
They played at 2 p.m. Lyle. Who plays at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday? It's not a minor league game where there's kids at schools involved.
Very touching.
I'm just saying, like, who plays at 2 p.m.? Like, honestly, who plays that early in NHL on a Tuesday?
The NHL did that because that was the same time that your Toronto Arenas played the Montreal Wanderers in the very first game of the National Hockey League on that date in 1917.
Yeah.
The war was going on.
I don't care.
So why was the Columbus? Why were Carolina part of this?
Exactly. I don't think North Carolina was. I don't think North Carolina was a state.
I have no.
Like, honestly,
they were still a territory, for God's sake. They were a protectorate. I don't know whose idea was that. It's almost like it's an afterthought when the league did release the schedule, and then they realized, oh yes, and yes, that's right, our 100th anniversary game. Yes, well, Toronto scheduled, and oh shit.
Well, the thing that I find hilarious about this is the fact that just like, okay, well, listen, Toronto, you couldn't have the outdoor game.
Yeah.
But we'll give you this matinee Tuesday game for the quote-unquote next century game where you get to wear retro jerseys.
Which I gotta say looked really good. They
looked great. It would have looked better if they had for the Canadians and the Senators had them. Right? If the Canadians and Senators had them for that Saturday night debacle, it would have been great.
Yeah. Or I mean, why not have like either Montreal, Montreal and Toronto going at it again to start the second century, just as they did to start the first century. Even though the Wanderers, the Canadian, whatever, blah blah blah, the Canadians already existed then, and they didn't. They weren't the Wanderers. Didn't matter. You know, but hey, whatever. But James Van Riemsdyk made franchise history, scored the 20,000th goal in Leafs history.
Ask Johnny how he likes that.
How do you like that, Johnny?
I'm sorry, I kind of missed that. I was reading about how on the live chat that it says that the Toronto Arenas and Montreal Wanderers game began at 8:15 p.m.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay. Shows how much I know.
Yeah, because there was they said something. There was a delay. It was supposed to happen that early.
I think I thought it was supposed to take place then. Like I thought that was the whole story behind it. Was an afternoon.
Sorry, what did I miss while I was reading?
Oh, James Van Riemsdyk getting his scoring the 20th goal in Toronto Maple Leafs history.
Wait, NHL just screwed my fantasy team this week.
Yeah,
how is a person that follows hockey supposed to know that there's a game that starts at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon? I was watching soccer. This week. There was a game on Monday. I figured I was fine for the rest of the week. Why would I think? And then James Van Riemsdyk is on my bench.
He was watching the footy. Oh my God.
God, what a dumb group of people.
It's like he's watching the footy, and it's just he's looking at the screen. He's like, "Oh, that's weird. They still have the Maple Leafs and Hurricanes game still in progress."
It was. So I got on Tuesday night, right? I go over and I'm like, "Oh, the Caps game's coming on soon." And I was like, I should fix my fantasy team, and everybody on my bench on fantasy was already locked. I was like, what in the hell occurred today? It's 7:00. First of all, apparently they lock before games actually drop.
Yeah.
So Yahoo locks teams for fantasy before the 7:05 puck drop, which I was not happy with. But second of all, yep, definitely had somebody that played at 2 p.m. My God.
Oh my.
Awful. I thought they only did that on like Labor Day.
Yeah, like the day after Thanksgiving or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like BC has an open time slot.
Yeah, we can get this. We can get the ratings this way, guys.
Yeah, The Voice is over. We should put an NHL game on right now. Like that type of thing. God. 2 p.m.
Oh my.
Jerseys did look sharp though.
They did. They did.
Anyway, Johnny, do you have a story of the first half of the NHL season?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'd still have to go with Vegas. I feel like no one really saw this coming. I feel like a lot of people whined about how a one-team expansion draft gave the Vegas Golden Knights a really good team, but I don't think that anybody thought they would actually do this.
No.
This the excitement and all the money they're bringing into the NHL. I mean, look, the cap's going up $3 million just because of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been told.
Definitely helps.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I'd guess I'd have to go with them.
Mm-hmm. Markin, if don't know if you have a first half story at all.
My first half story. You know my first half story.
Exactly.
I have the first half story.
Who needs it?
Yeah, exactly.
I've watched probably about 15 minutes of hockey, and that was the first night that I brought Hudson home, and we turned the hockey game on.
So his first half story is baby and daddy hockey experience.
And then I watch some, highlights every now and then when they pop up on my phone.
I mean, when you Google how much sleep do I really need to live, I feel like that's probably a sign.
Kind of how much do I need before I die?
How much sleep do you need to live?
Alrighty. I got a couple, like obviously the Ovechkin revitalization, like 23 goals.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Wow. Yep. Yeah. Just when you think you can write this guy off, right? Just when you think,
Did
oh,
you see his bank shot last week?
Oh, that
Yeah.
was nice.
I forgot about that. That was a great missed pass that ends up off of the bottom dash shirt in the back of the net.
I tell you, he keeps on at this pace, and an 8th 50-goal season is happening.
Oh yeah,
It's happening.
like
'cause
he's not even at 25, and he's got like
Yeah.
I think he's got 7 games left until the midway point.
Yep. And
So-
look how how quickly they've climbed back up in the standings. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, just they're on the rise again. I mean, that's why I said it's a long season and it's a long way to go. And just because a team gets off to a crappy start, in the first 4 to 6 weeks, that is not a season writ large. It's just not. So. Yeah, but a lot of that is because you got their best players have regained their mojo, and one of them obviously being Ovechkin.
And obviously, I think the Lightning are a big story. I mean, Nikita Kucherov finally breaking out in the big way. Andre Vasilevsky stepping in for where Ben Bishop left off. Maybe not as spectacular, but getting the job done in a huge way. But I think the biggest thing for me overall has to be the Winnipeg Jets. In that, I mean, obviously Vegas is the easy choice.
Yeah.
But the Jets and what they've finally been able to do, and it's almost a trust the process situation. And then you look at like not just the Jets themselves, because they're 10 games over 500 as we record this. They're scoring at I think they have the most goals in the Western Conference at 118. All their key guys are clicking, but I think the system as a whole, because the Manitoba Moose are 21-5, 1-2 in the AHL. The whole development system of the Jets has turned on its head this season.
Yeah.
And there's not really one thing to pinpoint where it was. I don't know if it was a get up and go kind of thing, like hey, we're tired of being the laughingstock. Hey, we're tired of being left out of the equation in terms of what people think we can do in wild card. Like they almost want to cement their fate easy. But something about this organization, top to bottom, has been systematically different, and it's been a good showing for the people of Winnipeg.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and they deserve it. But a lot of that has to do with the fact of 2 things. First of all, Connor Hellebuyck in goal. They finally have quality goaltending. And I really, really hope this kid is for real. So far, so good. He's been consistent through since the start of the season, since he took over from Steve Mason. And it's just the difference is night and day. I mean, from the bad old days of Andre Pavlich and his inconsistency, they finally have steady, reliable goaltending. You can also make the point as well about, guys like Jacob Trouba continuing to develop well. But the big story is up front, the guns up front. Mark Scheifele and Blake Wheeler obviously have established themselves as stars. But, Patrick Laine, obviously carrying right on. I mean, again, he's a streaky scorer, but, when he does score, he scores in bunches and, that helps. But Nikolai Ehlers is, to me, the overshadowed star on that team. He really is. I mean, that guy is just amazing to watch. He's a slick playmaker. They have, like this, I mentioned this earlier, in previous shows that we've done, they have 2 top lines that match up well against anybody in the league. I mean, most teams are fortunate enough to have one outstanding scoring line. You could take the Jets' second line and they would be a first line on most teams.
Yeah.
That's the depth they have right now. And it's that firepower that, is really helping them go get along, that and the goaltending of Hellebuyck.
Yeah, Hellebuyck, a very big surprise considering that Steve Mason coming into the season was their guy. To be the man.
Yeah, Hellebuyck was supposed to he was supposed to be the guy that was going to go in and he was just going to get more playing time. He's going to be the backup. He was going to be eased in. This was all more of a transition. Don't want to put too much on his responsibility on his shoulder, but he's just seized the mantle, and good on him. So now, hey, Steve Mason's in a role that he belongs. Backup, experienced backup. If Hellebuyck struggles or he gets hurt, Mason hopefully can regain his form, because he had a rough start and then he got hurt. That can at least gives him that measure of experience and some confidence back there.
Switching gears abruptly, staying in Canada though, moving a little bit east. Man, Eugene Melnick knows how to ruin a celebration, don't he? Like,
The skunk at his own picnic.
oh, boy, howdy.
The skunk at his own picnic. That was, oh, yes. Oh, well done. Well done, Eugene Melnick. Look, yeah, he's the owner of the team, and he can say what he wants and all that happy garbage. Hey, good on you, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, far be it for me to tell a billionaire how to run his business or anything like that. But I have just one word for Eugene Melnick, and it's not a dirty word. I have just, it's this is actually a helpful word. One word, tact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
CCM Tackleberry. Wait, no, that not.
CCM Tackle, there you go. But no. You're pissed off about how your team is playing. I get it. You're upset that the fan support's been declining in the last couple of years. I understand. I get it. That would be, if I was in his shoes, I would be upset with that situation too. But here's the thing. This is, well, most likely going to be now anyway. This was supposed to be the biggest game on the Senators' schedule. Even though it wasn't hyped that much, they still put 34,000 butts into Lansdowne Park on a bitterly cold Saturday night, for this game. The cities, there's a buzz about it. Everybody's looking forward to it, at least in Ottawa. The buzz was about it and everything like that. Hockey Night in Canada was starting to drum up interest in it and everything like that. Because it was the showpiece game for this, for Hockey Night in Canada. And Melnick goes and basically, he just ruins the whole thing the day before by a big wine fest and making his subtle threats that, well, I won't sell the team, but, could always be relocated. That could happen, but that could happen to any team. I'm not saying we will, but it could.
But imagine a McDonald's just up.
Oh my
by the way,
God.
the worst thing.
Oh, I'm hating it. Oh my God, that was terrible. So now a hockey franchise is like a fast food thing. Okay, look, I get the analogy that he was trying to make, but there was just so much to unpack there. And I honestly, I know Canada, the issues there, the arena being away from downtown, and all the parking sucks, and the commute is lousy, and the buses stop running at 9, and all this stuff. I mean, I get that.
Don't forget about the ferry too, in order to get back across the river.
No, that was just
ferry across the Guernsey. But anyway, but you know what? Hey, when the team was winning, though, funny, that wasn't an issue. That wasn't an issue. That wasn't a problem. You think back 10 years, they had no problem filling that building, 10 years ago. Hell, when they were coming out of their rebuild back in 2011, when it was a team that they were focusing, putting the young kids in, including a young Mr. Erik Karlsson back then, this was a plucky underdog team, went to the playoffs in consecutive years, and they filled the building then too. There was no problem. So what's different now? I would say, first of all, the Ottawa Senators are a boring team to watch now. They are boring to watch. Yeah, got results last year, but they're boring. And boring hockey, even if you're winning, is not fun hockey. I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan, and when they were playing boring hockey, oh God, I would fall asleep during their games. I'd wake up, like with maybe 5 or 10 minutes left to go. Oh, they're winning 3-1. Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah, it's like, okay, well, let's get to the playoffs where at least then it'll be a little more exciting. But during the regular season, boring.
I have to say, one of the more exciting things about the Senators, at least on Saturday, was to see if Erik Karlsson's ankle will just completely shatter from taking the shots off of it.
Oh my God. And
Eugene Melnick going, our trade chip. And then every time he took a shot off the ankle,
it's just like, ah! But a lot of this too, it's not just any one thing. And I wrote about this over the weekend. I mean, part of it is because the team isn't exciting anymore. They're not a fun team to watch anymore. Ottawa is a government town, and they can't get those ticket giveaways that you can get in other NHL cities, so they don't have as many concessions, don't have many box seats that they can sell, that sort of thing. There's the problem with the federal government pay system for federal government employees here in Canada. Has been going on for the last 2 years, and that's hurting people. So it's like, okay, my last pay I got $3,000, and this pay I got $200. So it's mortgage or a hockey game, mortgage. So that's part of it. But also, part of it also is Eugene Melnyk has been his own worst enemy. You're supposed to sell this franchise, okay? You've got to make people want to go to the game. Give them something to be interested in going to the game. But all he has done from the time of the first that season-killing lockout in 2003 or 2004-05, when he'd only owned the team for 2 years by that point, he was one of the big hawks on the ownership side that wanted, let's squeeze the players and get what we want. And all he's done since then is complain and complain and complain. And when he's tired of complaining, he complains some more. And Senators fans are getting fed up with it. That was the running thing I saw in the reaction to Melnyk's remarks. The aftermath of that for the next 2 days was all I hardly saw. I don't think I saw anybody on Twitter or in any comment section or anything like that supporting Melnyk. Not a one. Everybody, the running theme was, we are sick and tired of this guy complaining all the time. Oh, you're not coming out and support the team. Oh, you're not doing this. Oh, you're not doing that. It's like, you've got to give the fans reason to come out, man. You don't sit there and threaten, well, if you don't come out, we'll move you. Okay, fine. Fuck you. See you later.
The
Give us a
67s are still in town. We'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we were a junior hockey town before. We can still get behind them. Hey, Montreal's not that far of a drive. Toronto's down the road a ways, but yeah, we can do that too. I mean,
when thing. Chicago said what games you on TV. They're not the team, and
Lau, did you just have a stroke?
Yeah, all I was getting was just a lot of cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
No, Mark's been fighting this. It's sad because we had 3 weeks. We had 3 weeks of good microphone coverage.
I know. I mean, I really wanted to hear it point, and I was just hoping that you would jump in and bail me out so I could go, well, yes, this and that and that.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to leave Mark hanging. I know he was talking. It was kind of addressed toward me, but I'm just like, did you catch?
I think I heard something about TV. No, we caught the same you did.
Okay.
I heard TV in there at some point.
Well, now I know at least what face I'll have if I have a stroke. Thank you, Scotty.
No problem.
Oh, poor Mark. Oh my.
All right, take two.
Take two.
Kicking it old school.
Hey,
yeah,
there it is,
brother. Okay, so what were you saying before your microphone crapped out, bud?
It's just saying that Ottawa should know better because Chicago went through the same animosity with their fans, saying, you know what, screw you guys. If you guys aren't going to come out to the games, then we're not going to televise them, and so you're not going to be able to watch your team. Well, you know what? As soon as they changed their tune on that, the team got a lot better and won a couple Stanley Cups. So
that is a very good parallel because of the sheer fact that, I mean, now they won't be able to pick what their home games are because it's national. Because I don't think any local team aside from the Leafs have kind of a local deal. Maybe the Canadians with their French TV. But I mean, the national is a bigger thing too, because if the Senators aren't that great, and the Senators and Melnyk's like, well, we're going to undercut. They're not going to be on national TV. No one's going to know what they are. And when bigger teams play, they're going to be like, oh, Ottawa still has a team, kind of like how Chicago was. I mean, I don't think anyone's delved down that road either.
Yeah, and that's something that they're gonna have to do. I mean, yeah, look, right now they're in a tough situation, the Senators, with their on ice product, and yes, that throws Erik Karlsson's future with the club. I definitely think that throws a big question mark over it. Just makes it worse. when you hear that, Melnick, was not happy. Well, no, they didn't say that Melnick specifically wasn't happy. The front office wasn't happy with his remarks about, no hometown discount. I want to, to get the best deal I can. As well, he bloody well should. I don't fault any player who wants to go out and get the best deal they can. If the Montreal Canadiens had failed to re-sign Carey Price and this was going to be his final season, and he said, no hometown discount, I'm going to go out and get the best, deal that I can get, you go, man. You earned that right. That's why it's called unrestricted free agency. You field the offers, and if they're not good enough, you come back to the team that you were with and, try and haggle with them. But that's what it is. I don't fault Karlsson for that. But what, Melnick's going to get PO'd because what? He honestly thought that Karlsson, a 2-time winner of the Norris Trophy, a finalist in 2 other seasons, including last year, who basically carried that team on his back to 1 game of reaching the Stanley Cup final on one friggin' foot, right? That was one of the most gutsy playoff performances I have ever seen from that guy. Or, well, not from that guy, from any NHL player. That ranks right up there, man. That was gutsy. And now you're going to sit there and go, thank you for everything you've done. We want you to take well below market value to stay here for 8 years. Screw you. That's not how it works.
And we talked earlier in the show about players seeking revenge when they come back to their old teams, and if Karlsson were to leave, that would be a revenge game. Like, I don't care what team he plays for. I want NBC to put that on rivalry night because it's more a rivalry of Erik Karlsson against the Senators brass if he can't get the money he's looking for, or the support he's looking for. Let's be honest, not just the money; it's the support.
Well, and that's the thing. Is ownership willing to invest the money? Now, the Senators have a reputation as a frugal team, but they have like a payroll that's right up there, almost to the salary cap ceiling this year. So they are spending, but part of the problem, I think, is how they're coached. They're on their 3rd coach now since 2011-12. Okay. And, it's been scattershot all over the place. I mean, one coach, stresses an offensive system, but then their defense falls to pieces, and if they're not scoring, then they're losing. So then you bring in a coach who emphasizes defense, but now, Jesus, they can't buy a goal to save their lives. And they've got guys who can score, for God's sake, And I've said this, the problem with the Senators this season is it's Guy Boucher. He has a very short shelf life, okay? The type of system that he stresses, it just sucks the life out of your players because you're trying to it worked last year, but nobody says it's going to keep working. These type of systems rarely do. That's why if everybody seems to, you got to remember, Guy Boucher also got the Tampa Bay Lightning into the Eastern Conference Final, and then they didn't make the playoffs again while he was their coach. So don't give me this thing of oh well, yes, but he got him into the conference final last year. Well, yeah, and now they're sucking because it sucks the life out of the players. You got guys that are natural offensive talent in Erik Karlsson, in Bobby Ryan, Mike Hoffman, and a couple of other guys. JG Pajot is another one. Jesus, turn those horses loose, for God's sake. Nobody says that, look, okay, yeah, I understand you want to be smart defensively, sure. But, Jesus, don't do it to the point where you're basically muzzling your best offensive guys. Turn them loose, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a fun time to see what happens in Ottawa.
Oh, my Lord. The drama never ends.
Lau, real quick, do we have any kind of things that we missed before we get to the Pick'em and, of course, our Jersey segment, which people
No, boys. I think y'all covered it all earlier, and I've said all that I want to say about it.
Pick'em segment, ladies and gentlemen. We picked 2 teams, and picks, and hey, and the what,
the who, and the hey, and the ho.
I was a big winner last week.
Were you?
12 goals for my Iowa Wild.
Ooh, they ran wild on you.
With Potomac, Maryland's own, and he went to the Landon School. Sam Annis going for 5 goals in 5 games. So that's pretty dope. Johnny came in second with 10. Lyle third. Nice. And then Mark 2.
Oh,
that's shocking.
That's going to leave a mark.
The Echo this week, kids.
Going for the
Echo.
Echo. Mark is the first one to start us off.
Are the Idaho Steelheads in this league?
They sure as sugar are.
There you go.
Because they're the only ones I could think of off the top of my head.
All right, cool. Idaho.
Because I'm not in front of the computer, as you can tell.
All right. Idaho
Mark
Steelheads.
Stokes.
Idaho. I'm Idaho. All right, Lyle, you're next.
There might be a significant amount of broadcasting gear available for sale soon.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, I've got to go. Obviously, I got to stick with my wrestling theme. So I am going to go with the Adirondack Thursday Night Thunder
Oh, there you go.
instead of the Wichita Thursday Night Thunder.
Oh, yeah, no, we are doing ECHL. Sorry, I'm looking at AHL stuff.
Hello.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Yeah.
So are there Steelheads in this league?
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are. Idaho
Okay,
Steelheads.
okay, good.
I'm an idiot. All right, Johnny, you're up.
Well, I am going to go then with the Wichita Thunder. Both Wichita and Thunder, 7 characters.
Oh, hang on. Let's get Mark to double check the math. Sorry, Mark. Is he gone? Oh.
Sorry, Johnny, on that one. Like,
Yeah, I can't come up with a good button, so you win.
that's more of a shot at Johnny than it is Johnny not being able to count.
He was only off by one. Listen, Scotty, you and I bought into it. You know, we
Yeah, I was
both
down-
believed.
I
We were
was
like,
down to count.
we were both like, oh, good call. Oh, no, our heads in agreement because we. Well, because we can't do math. This
Well, I'm going to have to
Gonzo's
change at
supposed to
some
be the
point.
math
I mean,
wizard.
I've gone through a lot of teams.
I'm going with a tried and true and a guy who's from the Rockville. Nick Sorkin plays on this team. Maryland boy. The Wheeling Jerry Nailers.
There you
debit
go.
Debit credit.
Is that? Are you start? Am I starting to detect a theme there, Scotty? Where you're going to start looking for
If
Maryland
I can-
boys in the league?
I have my catch-all list, and if we
Okay.
get to that point, then yes.
Okay,
But there are a lot of open spots.
I can dig where you're coming from.
A lot of spots to be had. All right, so greatest NHL jersey. We have 2 more
Yeah.
weeks of this bit, ladies and gentlemen. So
Yes, one of the most fun bits that the NHL has ever given us.
I know, right?
Yes,
And they didn't
The best thing out of the NHL in the last 100 years.
exactly. They didn't
There
steal
you
from
go.
us. This time we're stealing from them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm starting us off with a doozy, guys.
Oh,
I was doing a little pre-production, kind of trying to be like Johnny, doing some pre-pro.
Ooh, pre-pro, prep-pro.
First matchup could be the matchup to end all matchups.
Oh,
It was almost as good as my Seals versus Seals from earlier.
I missed that.
Lyle, don't miss this though.
Okay.
Every color of the rainbow with your golden Seals
Holy hell.
and Colorado Rockies.
This is tough. Oh, they're both fantastic.
Your Charlie O. Finley with the yellow and green skates or your
man.
Randy McDonald mustache.
Okay, go with Johnny first. I'm going to need a bit of
Johnny,
time.
who you got?
Oh, wow.
Just because I'm going to say that just because Lanny McDonald's mustache matched the jerseys, I'm going to go with the Rockies.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice, good call.
One
Good
to
call.
one.
There is symmetry there. There really
There's
is.
a little, Mark, you can imagine Seals and Rockies in your head.
I was about to ask if we could include Lonnie McDonald's mustache as part of the uniform.
Yes, you can.
So then, yes.
All right. 2 for the Rockies. They win. Lyle, who would you have picked?
You know, at the end of the ultimate, I gotta go with the Seals. I love the Colorado Rockies one. I do, but I got a soft spot for the Seals. I gotta go with the Seals.
Seals a very underrated color combo in the NHL, a green and yellow. Them and the North
It, though.
Stars.
I like it though.
So there we go. Colorado Rockies are the pick. They won the majority, 64.
Yeah.
Wow, in a
And I can totally understand that because that is an awesome jersey. That's one of the sad things is that the Colorado Rockies never took off the first time because
Exactly.
I love that so much more than the friggin' Avalanche.
The Montreal Wanderers against the Atlanta Thrashers. Myron,
Okay, do we have to do that? Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to. You can
I'm
find color
getting
scheme
the
for it.
colorized version of your
Thank you.
Montreal. Here you go. Your Montreal Wanderers red stripe in the middle. Hooray! Hockey jersey. So the 1 year wonder with the red
We
stripe
laugh, that's
jerseys,
great.
or the Atlanta Thrashers with the one with the single arm.
Who's
The single
going? Who's going first?
Mark.
He said he left.
Oh, he left the room.
Mark's gone.
Yeah,
Johnny.
he just left the room. He'll be back.
I'm gonna go Wanderers.
Ooh, bold choice. Yeah, I'm gonna go Thrashers.
All right.
I gotta go Thrashers with this one. I'm not that. The Wanderers one is just a little too, as you said, yay team with little flag.
Well, it's like red stripe beer. Hooray! Mark likes Ilya Kovalchuk in a big way.
Okay.
And since
Couch.
Mark's not here,
Yeah.
he's
Well,
gonna
yeah.
pick
Mark. Yeah. Couch. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Thrashers for.
I would have
Mark.
picked it too. Yeah. I'll go with
The
that.
Thrashers. They're
And they
70 to
win by a
30.
wide
No,
mark.
not a-
Yeah. I mean, they really should try and colorize. You know, if you're going to put these things, I understand that pictures from back in those days were all in black and white, but you got colorization now. Come on, NHL, you're worth billions. Invest
Lyle,
and colorize.
pick a team, Lyle.
Brrr, what one haven't we done and all not done?
Ooh.
Hang on. Just give me a sec. What one have we not done in a long time, if at all? Los Angeles Kings. Throw it out there, man.
All right, so we got 3 eras of Los Angeles Kings. Purple and
the original. The
original.
first era.
All right, the original. That's all right. Here
The
we
first
go.
era.
Next showdown with your 67 to 80 Kings against the Detroit Falcons.
Yeah, see the Falcons color scheme.
The Falcons.
I bet you it's red and white.
All right, Johnny. There
was a lot of generic color there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was kind of. Here it is. Actually, it's red and white with a little bit of yellow.
3 color palettes back in the 1920s.
Exactly. So you have
to afford things like purple.
The upside is that you can have the barber pole situation, or you go the forum gold or forum blue and gold.
Okay, I'm jumping on this one right off the bat, and I'm going forum purple, my friend, in gold.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Johnny.
Kings.
Mark.
Kings.
It's unanimous. Yes,
as it should be.
Barber
How
pole.
this one is it 90% to nothing? Like the fact that they got 16.
Barber pole, just don't do it. Barber pole uniform is death.
Minnesota. Oh, Battle of the Greens. Minnesota Wild against the Toronto St. Pats. Let's give a
colorized St. Pats look like.
Give a look see of the St. Pats as we go on to which one is this? It's 22 to 25. So it's the white and green. A little white and green action for the St. Patties against the green and white. It's an inverse matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Modern day Minnesota. So this year's new Addy Zero jersey, Minnesota Wild. Mark, we'll start off with you.
So for 3 seasons, the St. Pats, were they only a thing for 3 seasons? Or
Then they turned into the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
I see. I like these jerseys. Let's go with the St. Pats. I should bring them back. The Leafs should throw back to the St. Pats jerseys at some.
And they have.
I believe they did in one game.
I was going to say that their fan base would lose their minds, but okay.
No, they loved it because they had brown pants with it. It was amazing. They loved it.
Yeah, as they said, color coordination was not a thing back in the 20s.
Ooh, Johnny.
Yeah.
See, I was going to go with the St. Pats as well because I like the cream pants that you had on the screen there.
All white, everything.
Wow.
Is this going to be an upset special, Lyles?
I gotta go St. Pat's too. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the white pants, but I do like the jersey.
Wow, down big. Down big.
Wow.
Buy it.
We were the only ones to show
that means that people don't know what they're talking about.
Yes, I agree. Who are the fashion experts here anyway?
Yeah, that's true. It's us. The Taylors.
The Taylors.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, back to the Wanderers against the big bad Bruins. Lyle.
No. Okay, Bruins because the Wanderer. No,
Yeah. Johnny.
Wanderers.
Wanderers. Marks the tiebreak.
The Wanderers.
There it is.
Guys,
Wanderers.
He's
18%. Jesus.
I'm with the majority. Yeah.
Wow. That's fantastic.
I so love this game. Oh,
Here we go. Alec Collins against the Whalers. Let's see how bad this matchup's going to get. Lyle.
Oh, this is dead easy. Whalers.
Mark.
The Whalers.
Of course. Don't be absurd.
It's like they're not even trying anymore.
Right? Like, come on.
Whalers.
Come on, randomizer.
Do you want to guess the percentage the Whalers are have? Do we
84.
84, 90. Mark.
Whalers are going to be up around 92 for this matchup.
93%.
To the pin. Well done. Well played, sir. Oh, it's not even a contest. Come on.
Jesus. Why even have the Falcons in there?
One of the greatest logos of all time. One of the best color. Oh, come on.
Give us a matchup NHL history. The Detroit Red Wings against the Kings.
No, we already did the Kings. Let's do something different.
Well, we can't. We have to. Well, are we going to pick the Kings? Didn't give me the chance.
Kings.
Kings.
All Kings all the time.
All right, Mark, pick a team.
The St. Louis Blues of the 80s.
All right, so we got 67 to 84. Then they didn't play for 11 years, and then it was 95 to 98.
Well, there's only one team that played in the 80s then.
There we go.
We'll go with this one because they changed the jersey a lot in the.
They did.
Let's take a look while that's loading up. So the St. Louis Blues in the 80s, thanks to NHL Uniform Database, NHLUniforms.com. In the 80s, it was their first. They started off with the one where it had the Blues logo over top of it under the blue mark.
Yeah.
And then it changed again because they got rid of the stirrups, I guess. Red rejoined the color scheme as a highlight, and then you just went to the blue note. And then the blue note's the classic one, the Hall one, and they don't have that in there. It's disgusting.
Yeah, with the St. Louis on the top. But
Blues against the old school Bruins.
I'm
Take a look at the old school Bruins.
Sorry, I'm gonna jump in onto there, but yeah, I'm definitely taking old school Blues. That was the one I like out of all of them the best for the Blues was their original. They never should have messed with that. Love it.
Yeah, you got the brown and yellow Bruins. This is the brown and yellow edition of the Bruins. Yeah. Mark,
I think the all blue Blues with only the yellow accent. That's I'm big on. That's good.
That's you. You feeling that?
I like it.
Yep.
I'm going
Blues on
as well.
Blues. All right, landslide pick on this one. See who we got here. If the Bruins are winning, it's a goddamn travesty. I picked it. Come on, maybe it's 2 votes. Yeah, of course, 78. Of course.
Doo-doo Browns.
Yeah. There we go. Lyle. Old Jets against
Fair.
Mark, you get to start us off. The old Jets with the bitchin' logo.
Jets.
Yeah, all Jets, everything. Johnny.
I'm going to go Canadians.
Oh, it's going to make it Lyle's the deciding vote.
I can't go against my team in the end, but I the Jets one. I really do, but I got to go with the classic gotta go with my heart, brother.
I like that Canadians jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close. 55-45.
Simplicity. So I'm just happy that they haven't messed around with it very much over the years.
Oh, Grizzly Adams against Ray Bork. The latest Sharks against the Bruins from the 90s into the early 2000s. Lyle.
I thought Ray Bork played for the Avalanche.
He's most notably known for the Avalanche Times.
Even though he played 19 years in Boston, he's known for
the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche retired his number.
They did first before the Bruins, which is hilarious.
I know, right? That was so funny. I'm not feeling it really for either one of these two.
Wow.
Well,
this
no,
was
because
a weird time in the Bruins' history for jerseys. That was a weird look.
And listen, not that I love the Sharks logo. I'm glad they haven't messed with that, but I like their older uniform better. Still love the teal, obviously. Shit. That being said, I mean it's a tough choice, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go. I'll go with Sharks on this one.
Sharks, interesting.
The Wookiee Sharks. Yeah.
Mark.
Sharks. Those. I'm never gonna choose the Bruins jerseys. They're just no fun.
Fair enough.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
even the Pooh Bear ones.
Unless it's against the Falcons.
That's true. Bruins against Falcons, no one wins.
One is pretty horrible. Yeah.
Johnny, clean sweep on that one. Wow, Sharks are down in this matchup.
Whoa.
By a simple majority. Well,
Mm.
more than a simple majority, whatever. Here we go. Penguins of the early 2000, early 2010s against the Blackhawks of the 30s into the 50s with the barber pole.
You guys are going to pick the Penguins. You know this.
Blackhawks.
There you go, Hawks. Mark.
Blackhawks, not a chance.
Blackhawks. Yeah. Lyle.
Okay, quick caveat. I gotta say, if this was the old vintage Penguins from '67 onward with the blue, I would go with that. But yeah, but I like that Blackhawks.
That
color
Blackhawks
scheme.
uniform is
I do like it, even though it does have kind of stripey. It's almost dangerously leaning toward barber pole design.
Oh, 61.
Yeah.
61 and a big one.
That old school logo as well.
Current Panthers against current Flames.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Johnny, go first.
Well, there's the two jerseys that scream.
I guess I'm gonna have to go Flames.
Mark.
I'm going Panthers.
There you go. Lyle, deciding vote.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go with Flames. I like the older Flames jersey better, but like I said, these are two jerseys that scream so what. But
the horse head flame. I love that one.
No. That one is a crime against humanity.
All right, Mark or not Mark? John, pick one.
Johnny's pick.
I'm gonna go with the 80s Buffalo Sabres.
Here we go. That's a classic.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Your Buffalo Sabres against. The San Jose Sharks.
Wow.
The original. San Jose Sharks.
Oh, the one. Oh,
Wow, could they have drawn anybody worse in this matchup?
That's
in the group of death.
Oh, that's
heartbreaking.
That's a lovely old school Sabres too. I love that one too. Yeah.
That is
Why don't
heartbreaking.
some of these friggin' teams just go back to the goddamn original jerseys they had? Buffalo's original jersey kicked ass. They never
Things were better back when I was younger.
Damn it! Get on.
Mark, pick first. Old school Sabres, old school Sharks.
That's tough.
As much as I love the old school Sharks, Sabres are a top 5 jersey for me.
That's That's a strong jersey to have. So Sabres for Mark. Lyle.
I gotta agree with Mark on that one. Yeah, I love that old school Sharks jersey. I do. That's one of my favorites. But yeah, come on, old school Sabres, no, hands down.
Johnny, you picked them. I'm assuming you're picking the Sabres on this one as well.
Yes, and I own that jersey.
Yes, you do. Yes, you.
Like
Yeah, but you own
very
it.
slight advantage here, 54% to 46.
I could have seen it going either way. You know, with that, I could see it going either way.
Let's look at the leaderboard here.
In the Wanderers.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Fox
God.
Nation jumped in there. Stuff the bat.
Screw you.
Somebody
Blackhawks.
was clicking on that one a lot.
Yeah, it was Bill Daly and Gary Bettman. They just thought, hey, it's just an outdoor game. Let's go.
You couldn't have defunct franchise, on top of your leaderboard.
Hartford Whalers 2, Anaheim Ducks.
Oh, that's one we haven't done too, by the way. Nordiques.
Oh, the Nordiques, yes.
Yeah, we didn't do Nordiques.
Their fourth, North Stars, Sabres, Red Wings, I
gotta say though, I don't disagree with the teams that are in the top, in the top 12. But even the top 10. But Blackhawks ahead of Whalers. Computer says no.
Interesting look. Not gonna lie to you.
It's nothing wrong with that Blackhawks jersey. Don't get me wrong. That's classic. I love it. But that Whalers one, man.
Yeah,
that's
Whalers
one of the
one's
greatest
sure.
logos of all time, and the color scheme's fantastic. And I was never a Whalers fan, but I love that jersey.
Is a classy jersey, and the logo itself is second to none.
Oh my God! There's so much going on in that logo. It's just wonderful.
And there's Mike Liud, everybody.
Yay! And we saw Gordie Howe earlier in there too. So.
And then the high looks like a very high five going wrong.
Horror. That one. Oh boy. Yeah.
And then there's Gordie Howe, everybody.
Yep. I could almost forgive the Whalers for having Al Samuelson.
There you go. Well, thank you. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun, brother.
And Merry Christmas to you guys and to all your loved ones and everything like that. I hope it's a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
And the most solemn of Kwanzas to you, sir.
Namaste. Is that how they...
Wait, can you go? Namaste.
That's what happens after yoga because you fall asleep, right?
Exactly.
Well, happy, merry, all that kind of stuff. We'll talk
yeah, same to you guys. All the best, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Face off hockey scotch.
Yeah.
Face off hockey scotch.
Yes, I will be drunk for that.
There you go.
There you go. It's a promise. It's a drunken date.
It's true. It's damn true. So that you know what that means, kids? The hour-long segment of just picking jerseys.
Yes.
Because it's the last.
Yeah. Drunken picking jerseys.
Last we're going to be able to do it. So.
Unless there's some amazing news that happens that we absolutely positively have to talk about, the segment when I come on is just going to be all jersey pick 'em because we're going to be drunk and we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get people on the live chat and they can help us.
And they can jump in.
Yeah, that works.
Works for me.
We can take callers 877-91. Never mind. All right, Lyle. Thank you, bud. Have a Merry Christmas and see you next week.
All the best, guys. See you next week.
There he goes. Lyle Richards, InspectorSaki.net, thehockeynews.com, PI Guardian, Iron Guardian, and of course, Bleacher Report for those slideshows. Johnny, give us some shout outs.
Shout out to AJ, who dropped in with the stat about the Gilbert Arenas and the Montreal Wanderers game. Shout out to Christmas. Shout out to backup goalie extraordinaire Royal Dansk. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Have a good Christmas, y'all.
Mark?
Shout out to my $15 Logitech headset that works all the time.
Tried and true.
Even though it doesn't sound as great. It has a higher floor than the Focusrite and the Behringer mic. So I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I have a USB mic also that I might try out, but these things might. I also just what I was doing was swapping out the XLR cable to the microphone. So perhaps that was part of the problem, but I guess we'll find out next week. So, I don't know. I hope my son sleeps tonight. That's all I got.
All right. Shout out to Oyo Claus. Appreciate you. Love you. Shout out to my boy Brian in Western PA. Great dude. Giving the Tommy Soderstrom bubble a nice little another thing of Tommy Soderstrom with the small ass pads. Those pads are damn small. Like seriously, I can't get over. I keep telling Jen, like, look, there's no knee on these goddamn things. So that's rad. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah too for our Jewish followers. Shalom. That's the only thing I know of Jewish language. Hebrew, as the kids like to call it. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Tune in next week. It's going to be a drunken show, folks, so be prepared. Enjoy everything that has the holiday has to offer. Even if you don't like the holiday, make it your own. Do your thing. Be you. Word up. I don't know. For Johnny P. Mark with the CM Scotty was. Take care of yourself when someone else has been Face Off Hockey Show and FaceOffHockeyShow.com. Hey, Twitter, FaceOffHCKY Show. You can email us, faceoffhockeyshow@gmail.com. Tell us your favorite jersey. and we'll put you in the running to win this fantastic logo canvas. That's great. The Facebook FOHS Radio. There you go. I got nothing else, kids. Have a great Christmas. We'll see you next week. Till then, peace.
But without this, I'm phenomenon. I get a shack and a kebab when in Byron Bay, rent a bomb, smoke an L, and then we're on our way. Shelly Beach, left beat, man, it's no one out to play. See no barrels through the back, get a whole damn way.